Welcome back. It is Saturday afternoon, kind of going through my stuff, pulling footage, gluing, I haven't named it yet, back together. So that's the plane that I rebuilt with the FPV setup. Sorry, I'm in the back part here. The front fuselage had glue. This thing's been, oh yeah, effing Chet, the bigger version of it. I might have to get the tri-prop for it. But that's next. That's effing Chet's big plane, a little bit bigger than that one. You can see that. And gonna do the same setup basically with the FPV and remove that guy for the video transmitter and that. But to get into this, I'll bring this back in here. It flew phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The video feed with just a whip antenna. Hold on, I gotta put glue caps back on stuff here. Hold on. 2 full bottles of foam tack to get that thing back together. All right, so if you're new to this build, Caddx Ant Cyclone VTX, and I went with the whip antenna for weight and extra pieces and drag. And I put the camera away. The Insta360 Go 2 and this crazy setup mount. Let me turn the TV down. I got footage. It was phenomenal. So what ended up happening, and there was nothing wrong, there were, like I said, cracks in it all over the place and dried out glue because it sat a very long time, and it has taken some serious nose dives from the person that he got it from. So when I landed and the front wheel touched the grass and it was just a little bit of friction, all of that momentum just twisted the nose right back off. The Insta stayed. That was number one. Hee. The mount, it was enough of a force that it moved the mount from where it's slightly, actually that's pretty in a neutral spot, but it pitched it forward a little bit. Everything's fine. I glued it back together. It will be a whole brand new thing. It survived. But it flew with moderate 5 to 10 mile an hour wind, and it was just beautiful. There's no level assists or anything like that. It was just full acro. And there was a point where I was showing him where I didn't have to pull back to make this plane stay going up. The throttle, I had my hand off the throttle and was just steering back and forth with just the roll axis. I forget what it's called in the plane. I still can never remember those. And then instead of yaw, it has the flap in the rear. But I wasn't even using that. I was just cruising around the field. So this one, I feel super confident getting closer to things, flying lower. And at some point, F and Chet and I are going to fly around the field together when we get a spotter. And that'll make some great footage of flying super close. This thing, even with the breeze, when the breeze started blowing me, it just kind of walked over and I could bring it right back. So it was a great success. The rough landing, not a big deal. I'm not going to land this one in the grass anymore. So we'll have to make sure that with this particular bird that we land on something that the wheels, like basketball courts and pavement and stuff like that, that it'll work. We took an awesome hike, good 2.5, 3 mile adventure today with Ghosts of FPV and F and Chet. New location, new footage, met some great people. Phenomenal place that we got footage from. So I'm going to start transferring that data around on there. I got to glue a beeper on Thaddeus for him, clean up a couple things. I'm working on a light mount for the Avata. This is far from the original that I found on Thingiverse, basically because I have painted so many different levels on this thing that it threw off all of the parameters that this required to clamp onto, and I don't have any way of modifying it. So I like the idea better of I'm going to use the hardcore Velcro, which I don't have any of it. I'm going to put it on the top of the battery, and this thing that I've sanded and modified will sit like this on top, where I can take it on and off so it fits in my bag. So I can I'm going to do like a V-fly light on here, creating a headlight, so when we fly in darker places, or when I flew in the staircase up this spiral staircase today, it won't blind out. I flew with the ND filter. I did leave it on automatic settings, and it was better. The white wasn't as blown out. excuse me, but I got to go back to the shutter speed of what 120 and do some adjustments and stuff and just stick to it, versus that I don't like the adjusting that it does on automatic where it darkens out based on where the sun is. It kind of ruins the footage and it's a pain in the ass. Overall, it doesn't do a bad job, but I don't like the movement back and forth. So I'm going to change back my settings to manual and go with that, and then figure out how to edit color and all that stuff post and go from there. So that's about it. I think it's around 4. Let me see if I can look here. It is 4:23. So got a long evening of going through footage and putting stuff away and whatnot and working with this a little bit. So thank you all for tuning in for the update. It's been a blast, and stay tuned. There's some great edits coming. Mondays is gonna be cool from the place we went last weekend. I'm trying to, I got like I said, 50 plus edits sitting on my laptop that are done. So I'm trying to cycle some of the new ones in and stay current, and then cycle some of the old ones. So I've got some on there that are well over a year old, and I want them out there. And then go from there. My father's got some black filament because he wants me to help work on some part for him. Shane's got yellow and black. I'm going to try to get my hands on some teal, so we're going to start messing with different colors and go from there and see what the future holds. So thank you for checking in on a Saturday afternoon. Hope you're all doing well. See you in the next one.